Once you've finished cutting out the template, next what you want to do is you want to trace it onto your foam, and you also want to mark off where the arms and the legs are just using your pen. And again, you can make yours as big or as small as you want. And next you want to start cutting out the shape. So here is what the shape looks like so far, and as you can see I've already finished smoothing out most of it. So basically, once you've cut out the shape, you just want to keep trimming it until it looks kind of the same on both sides. And then what you want to do is you just want to make curved cuts all the way around the body like this with your scissors. And then just make really small snips with your scissors and just make it as smooth as possible. And you also want to do the same thing for the face and also the butt as well. And then once you've done that, next what you want to do is you want to start smoothing off the arms and the legs, and you just want to make them a lot lower than the body, if that makes sense. So basically you just want to make cuts like this. And just make sure that they're both at the same level or something like that. And again, you just want to make curved cuts with your scissors and just smooth it off. So just keep doing that until it looks like this. And you also want to do the same thing for the legs as well. So again, just make it a lot lower than the body and make sure that they're both at the same level. Then just continue just to smooth them off with your scissors. Until it looks like this. So I'm just going to finish that. So once you've finished rounding off the body and the arms and the legs, next what you want to do is you want to draw a line at the back of the squishy to make the butt crack. And then what you want to do is just want to take your scissors and cut all the way up the line, and then you just want to smooth it off with your scissors. Until it looks basically like that. And then what you want to do is you just want to cut a small indent around the top of the body. So hopefully you can see that. and then you just want to smooth that off with your scissors. So that way the body has a very slight indent in the middle, so you don't want to make it too deep. So it should look like this. And also another thing I forgot to mention is you just want to make curved cuts around the bottom of the squishy like this. Just make really small curved cuts. Just all the way around. And then once you've done all of that, we can move on to the next step. So next what I did was I made the egg white using some more memory foam. So basically what you want to do is you just want to draw a random shape onto a piece of memory foam just using a pen. So really it can just be whatever shape you want, it doesn't have to look perfect at all. And you want to make sure that it's big enough so that Gudetama can go on top of it like this. And then what I did was I just smoothed off the edges with my scissors. And you can also choose to smooth off the bottom as well. I decided not to smooth it off completely because one, I didn't really have the patience, and also the other side doesn't really matter that much. But you want to make sure that the edges are as smooth as possible. So now it should look like this. And now we're ready to start painting it. So next what I did was I mixed yellow and a very tiny amount of burnt sienna paint together just to make the yellow a little bit darker since it was too bright. And then what you want to do is just want to paint Gudetama all over with that colour. And I think the colour turned out really good. And you also want to paint the bottom of the squishy as well. And then what I did was I painted on the face using my black puffy paint and my white puffy paint. And I also used a paintbrush just to fix it up a bit. and I'm so happy with how the face turned out. And I ended up doing it off camera just because I was so scared I was going to mess up, but thankfully it turned out really cute. I'm really proud of how the face looks. And I'm just using these two images here as reference. So now you want to let this dry and then we can move on to the next step. What I did was I painted the egg white using white paint, of course. And I also painted the sides as well. And it's up to you if you want to paint the bottom. I decided not to since I didn't want to use up too much paint. And then this step is optional, but I decided to make his bacon blanket by cutting out a strip of red felt. And then I just painted on 2 stripes using my light pink puffy paint. So it's completely optional, you do not have to do this bit if you don't want to. And also if you do decide to do this, you do not have to make it out of felt like I did. You can make it out of foam and then paint it if you want to. But you want to make sure that it's big enough or long enough to go around Gudetama. So now you just want to let everything dry and then we can move on to the last step. So once everything is completely dry, lastly what you want to do is you want to place Gudetama on top of the egg white like this. And it is up to you if you want to glue it in place. I decided not to. And now I'm just going to place the bacon blanket on top. And again, the bacon is just completely optional. And then basically once you've done that, your squishy is finished. And I am so happy with how this turned out. I think it is so adorable. And I've made this squishy many times before and I've just never really been happy with it, and I'm just so glad that this one turned out really good, because I was really scared about messing up the face. I just love his face, it's so cute. and I really like how the shape of it turned out as well. And again, you can make yours whatever size you want. And it is really soft and squishy. And like I said before, I decided not to paint the bottom part of the egg white because I didn't want to use up too much paint. And also the other side doesn't really matter, so yeah. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always, please feel free to request any more squishy tutorials you would like me to do in the comments below. And I really hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!